guys, welcome back. In the previous video, we went through as how we can deploy a business network in the Composer Playground. Now, this isn't going to be too useful if you want to work with production systems. So in this video, let's go and deploy this network directly to Fabric so that we can work with it from our own application. Now, so I'm in my tutorial section, developer tutorial over here, and in that you'll see this developer tutorial for creating a Hyperledger Composer solution. Now I want to go down over here, and now the first thing what we want to do is to go ahead and create a skeleton for our new business network. So this is done by using this yo command over here, and we are going to use Hyperledger Composer type of skeleton, and we are going to select business network type from within that. So first thing is to just go ahead and start my terminal. Control T. Okay, so if you see, I'm in my user directory Hyperledger box, but we actually want to go ahead and we want to get to this directly because this is our directory which we had created in the last video, and we had all kinds of. So I'm going to copy this from here and just run cd and paste it. Just want to show you what I'm doing. Okay, fine. So I'm in my Fabric Dev Servers directory, and let me check it. Okay, so you have all your stuff here. So first thing I want to do is to just check whether the containers are running or not. And if you recall, for that you have to use docker ps, and I can see that we have some containers running. So that's it. Now we'll go ahead and copy this command, and we're going to paste it and see what happens. Let me go ahead and maximize this one. It's asking me yes. It asks me a bunch of questions. So now business network name. So what name I suggested here, we'll select its, if you see here, enter tutorial network for the network name. So we're going to select this, copy it from here, copy, and business network name, paste it here. Now what is the description that you want to give? We will give the any description like author name and author email. Description, just leave it, say tutorial, commodities trading, commodities, very bad in spelling, yeah, trading network, trading network. Okay, author name, my name is Shanky, that's fine, go ahead. Author email, my email address, I'll just give some dummy email address. I mean, I don't want to go ahead @admin.com. Remember, guys. Okay. Leave it as Apache 2.0, and we want to keep the namespace as org.example.biznet itself. So namespace as, okay, so it's asking me select org.example.mynetwork as namespace, and here .example.business. So what I'll do is select this as my namespace. Let me, okay, or I'll let it be biznet itself. So do you want to generate an empty template network? You not. Select no when asked whether to generate an empty network or not. So just normal. Okay, I'll just minimize it because. Okay, so it has created some files for us, and these are going to be in our tutorial dash network folder, which we created, which the name which we gave over here. And this, so let's go ahead to tutorial network folder, and for that we do cd tutorial dash network. Okay, so let's do an ls. Okay, so we see, so um, let's go ahead and look at all the files that we want to work on. So one of them is the important one is, sorry, let's do an ls models. Okay, so in this file, if you see that this is our model file with .cto extension. So this skeleton was created by the yo command and org.example.business.cto. Recall that we created a model file in the playground tutorial. Now we are going to create the same content over here in this file. Let's go ahead and clear it. Let's Okay, so it has cleared it and my screen is all clear. And let me just go ahead and read this. So step 2 is defining a business network. Now a business network is made up of asset, participant and transaction and assets, access control rules and optionally events and queries. Now, in the skeleton business network created in the previous step, there is a model.cto file which will contain a class definition for all the asset, participant, and transaction. We saw this. In the business network, the skeleton business network also contains an access control, that is permissions.acl document with basic asset access control rules. Now, let's go ahead and do an ls. Okay, so we saw the models file, we saw the models folder, and permission.acl, which has the access control rules. If you see, I don't see the logic.js file. Like it also says that it contains a script file which contains your functions, business logic. That is not there. So let us go ahead and touch it. Touch that. Touch logic.js. Okay, so now we have the logic.js. So it's not there, so that's why we have to touch it. Okay, so this is okay. So now we have all the files over here. So let's go ahead and open our models file. So we'll open the code editor, and you remember that we had uh, Visual Studio Code Editor that we had that was recommended, and we had installed that in our previous videos. So let's go ahead and open that through our command line by using code command. Okay, so we'll have our code editor. Yeah, so we have our code editor, and you recall that we had also installed the extension, Hyperledger Composer extension. So okay, so first thing, let's go ahead and open our models file. So we'll go to files and open file, and in this folder. All right, so we go back to our tutorial, and which is this, and we copy this, the same code that we had used. We have to make one change that I'll come to it and just paste it over here. Okay, so one change that we have to make is if you see over here, um, it has asked us to save it as org.example.mynetwork.cto file, but it was recommended over here to select when here to select org.example.mynetwork as namespace, but I had selected the default one, which was this one, org.example.business.cto. So I'm going to change this to biznet, and save it. Control S. And if you see, it's the same code, and we had discussed this code in our last video. So if you want to understand this and you have just come to this video, just please go back to the last video and to get an understanding. But just quickly we model in our models file, we model asset, participants, and transactions. And in this case, our asset is commodity, which is defined by your trading symbol as primary symbol, description, main exchange, and your quantity, and your owner is trader as foreign key. Participant is your trader and identified by trade ID and first name, last name, and your transaction is defined as trade is a transaction in this case. Okay, so now let's go ahead and open our logic.js file. Logic file, open this. Okay, so in the logic file, we will go ahead and we are going to copy this logic and we're going to paste it. Okay, now what we need to change, we need to change the namespace over here, which is your, we'll put it as example org.example.biznet. Instead of my network, just put as biznet. Biznet, biznet. All right. So, and let's save it. So it's saved. And the third file that we want to work with is permissions.acl, and which is this one. So it has, we'll go ahead and copy it and replace that. This is access control. Okay, so we are going to replace this with, okay, and let's save it. So everything that we do to our business network is going to be controlled through some access control policy. And so there are two rules over here, and one is the default rule. This is the default rule for our business network. And we have a description which says allow all participant access to all resources. And how does it do that? It has participant, which is any operation, all resource, which is or.example.my network. Let's go ahead and change this to biznet. This is a namespace and biznet. Okay, and this star over here means to all commodities, to any commodities. In action is allow, and this is called a whitelist. So right now we want to allow all resources for all operations to everyone. Now this is not very production friendly, but it actually gets us started at least. So that's what our agenda is. Now before I forget, I just wanted to go back to the logic.js file because I missed out here. If you see this, this is your namespace over here, and it's still my network. I need to convert that to biznet. So change it to biznet and save it. Okay, now let's go back to our permissions.acl file, and before I forget, let me save everything. I don't want to lose my work. Okay, so now yeah, permissions.acl file. So another rule that we want to set up is our rule system ACL, which actually states that we want to allow anybody for all operations in our actual composer environment. So once we have all this file set up, now what we'll do is that we are going to zip them up in one network archive file. And so for that, what we'll do is we want to do is we will issue a command, and if you see step 3, which is generate a business network archive, so we'll issue this command, and what it does is create an archive from type directory and current folder as our source. So we'll go ahead and copy this, and we'll have we are already in tutorial dash network folder, so that's fine, and we're going to paste it. Okay, so it's going to generate an archive file for us. Okay, so command succeeded, and once we do that, what we got is yeah, so we got an archive file with tutorial dash network at the rate dot 0.1 dot bna. So this is the archive file that we have got. So this is the network file that has just been created for us. So next what we want to do is we want to go ahead and install it. But before we do that, just recall that we had skipped a step in our previous video. That is creation of peer admin card. What that means is that it creates some credentials for the administrators so that the administrator can make changes to the network. So let's go to our installation here and let's go to installing the development environment and go down somewhere over here. Okay, so this is the step that we had skipped. So let's copy this and we'll issue this command. And this command has to be issued in our fabric tools folder. That is, we'll go ahead and go back. Yeah, fabric dev servers folder and issue this command. Okay, so command has been succeeded, and so it has created a peer admin card for us. Now its name is peer admin at the rate HLFV1 with user ID peer admin. So that's all we have at the moment. Now we can go ahead and use this peer admin card to install our tutorial network. So let's go back to tutorial network. Okay, so let's issue a ls command. Okay, so here we have our, let me maximize it. Okay, so here we have, where did it go? Yeah, tutorial dash network at the rate 0.0.1.bna 5. Okay, so we want to install this, and for that, let's go back to our tutorials here and developer tutorial, and let me, yeah, under deploying the business network. So we have to issue this command, and that will actually, if you see, tutorial dash network at the rate, okay, yeah. So we can just go ahead and copy this command and go to your command line. Let me minimize it so that you can see it. Let's issue that command, which is paste. So installing business network, command failed. So as you can see why the command is failing, because we are not in our tutorial network folder. Tutorial network. Now we are in tutorial network folder, and let's issue this command again. Okay, so command succeeded. So next we need to start this network, and for that we'll go ahead and issue this command. To start the business network, run the following command. That's what it says. So this particular command, what it does is it has, in order to start the network, it has the network name, which is your tutorial network version, which is your dot 0.0.1. Network admin is your admin, and network admin enrollment secret is your admin password. And your card name, if you remember, pure admin at the rate HLFV1. And now we are going to, we are giving it a file in which it is going to dump this new network card, and this is your network admin.card. So let's copy this, and in order to start the network, let's go ahead and issue this command. Okay, so let me maximize it, minimize it again. It's not coming in the video, that's why I have to minimize it. So it's saying starting business network definition. This may take a minute, so I hope we are able to start our network. Okay, so command succeeded. So now that we have the business network running, so we can go ahead and import the card that has just been created, and for that we'll just go ahead and copy this to import the network administrator identity as a usable business network card. So we need to copy this and paste it, and card should be imported. Okay, command succeeded. So the card has been imported. And finally, what we want to do is that we want to ping this network just to make sure that this is working. And for that, we'll go back and use this network card. Yeah, so we'll copy this and we'll give this card name, that is admin. This is the card that was created. So we'll give this and we'll try and see whether everything is working fine or not. So we're going to give this, paste, and it should return us something. It will command succeeded, I hopefully so. Okay, so command succeeded. So now our network is responding and we have successfully installed our business network and started the network. So now let's go ahead and great. So now let's see how the environment looks like. So we'll now create a REST API and we'll issue this. We're going to issue this command. Let me, yeah, so we're going to issue this command composer REST server. Remember that we had installed this in the previous video, I think part 2. And so we're going to use this and issue this command and follow the instructions that are given. All right, so okay, so it's asking for enter the name of the business network card to use. Now remember, what is the our business network card? That is, it's given over here to admin at tutorial dash network. So this is our, you can type it, but I'm going to copy it and we're going to paste it here. Okay, so what this is asking is that in the REST API, should you have namespace or no namespace? So we are going to ask it to always use namespace in this case to avoid conflict. So, okay, and we'll select the default, no. Specify if you want to enable authentication for the REST API in production, yes, but here, no. Specify if you want to enable the Explorer test interface. Here, yes. Specify a key if you want to enable dynamic logging. I'll say just leave it for the moment. Specify if you want to enable event publication over WebSockets. Yes. So it's going to notify you whenever there is an event. Specify if you want to enable TLS security for REST API. No, in this case. So, okay, so now what it is going to do is it is going to generate everything for us now. All right. So this is the local host that is going to explore is going to start over here. Sure that you don't have anything listening on your port 3000 because this is required by your Composer REST server. We'll see what that Explorer is and how we can use that to test our REST server. So let's go ahead and open this up. Copy this. Okay. All right. So it has opened up and this is how it looks. In the Explorer, you can see some operations over here. This is the commodity operations. This is the trade operations and we have the trader operations. So, all right, so that's all for this video. And in the next video, we are going to look at as how we are going to manipulate our blockchain using these REST API. So thank you for listening and see you in the next video.